The Wayne Ayers Podcast. The Wayne Ayers Podcast. Woohoo! Time to wake your ass up for a blessed day.
Hey!
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. How's life and everything? You're always busy. You're always on a set or an event. How's life?
Yeah, life is full of adventure, Every day there's something new. I just kind of go week by week and people invite me to things or they're like, come here, go there. I'm like, sure,
I
at your
love
beck
it.
and call.
That's like the old school Hollywood. That's like I like seeing that.
Yeah,
Like yeah, 'cause they used to be everywhere. Da 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 da. And that's how it used to be. So it's
yeah.
kind of cool
It's
seeing that.
fun at the point where like people want to like invite me to their stuff. So I'm like, cool, I'll be there.
Nice. Match. I'll start off with that.
Yeah.
That is freaking crazy. Like.
Yeah.
Like I just want to know, like, how was it different? Like, how was the table reads like in that? Like, like what was going on? Like,
We did not have a table read, to be
oh,
honest.
for real? I
I
would.
booked it 4 days later. I was in South Africa and we started filming like a couple days after that. But
Oh,
we did
so
not have a table read.
did you have this? Did you have the script already?
Yeah, I got the script before I said yes to it. That's usually how it goes. It's, especially because this was an offer. I didn't actually audition for it. So I just read the script, and I couldn't put it down, honestly. I loved it. I was like, this is so twisted and so fun. I could already see the vision. And yeah, I told my team I'm totally down to be a part of it. And then I had to get like my South African visa. So within 4 days, I was down in the country, which is so fast and so wild.
No, that is so crazy. 'Cause, like, what was your like thoughts? Like, what were you thinking? Like reading the script? Because I'm like, that's dope. I like that's one of those movies that I might not watch again, but I will always remember it. Like somebody's like, "Oh, have you watched Match?" I'm be like, "Yeah, I watched that." Like, it's so crazy. I was like, "Oh, this scene can't get any like worse or like disgusting," and just keeps going on.
I mean, I think in a time where the genre of horror is so popular, how do you stand out within like the market and the saturation of it all? I think the cool thing about it is the fact that it's an independent production, so they can take a lot more risks. It can push the boundaries. So I felt that, I've worked with Blue Eyes Pictures before. They're also the same producers of Ginny and Georgia. I've done a few films with them. So I know that they take creative risks and it's great. I knew who the director was already. She's also directed me on Ginny and Georgia, and we've been wanting to work together for so long. So this was like the perfect partnership. Take all of that with an incredible cast filming in Cape Town. I mean, it was fun, honestly. Like it didn't feel as disturbing as it comes off on screen. And you can see that it's filled with humor, and we kind of had to keep it light in between so that it isn't just dark all the time.
No, I definitely see that. First of all, I want to know like your thoughts on Paola because she was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure. She's, yeah, a very imperfect heroine, She's someone that overlooks red flags and doesn't have set boundaries. So that's why all of these things happen. I think she is equally learning her lessons. And that's why the end of the movie is so ambiguous because has she truly learned it? I think it has to do with like human patterns and how do we break those cycles that we are stuck in? Even when it's the worst case scenario, how do you really integrate an experience or how does it affect you? But I agree. I think she was so imperfect. Like she went from being someone who was like desperate for this connection, which is why she overlooked so much. Right from the start of the movie, you're like, get out of there. But not once does she like think about that. But I think she grows a lot stronger and becomes kind of this like fighter and a survivalist. But with her sister dying, like she could have probably done something about that instead of crying over a boy she just met. But you know what I mean? It's like the weak spots, the blind spots people have.
Yeah, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, "Your sister had to go find you, and you're not
She's
like
literally
she
over
needs
here
your
like
help.
fighting,
Like,
fighting,
go
and
get
I'm like,
the gun." I
no.
was like, "Go get the gun," and then I was like, "Oh, Maria," and
Yeah,
I was like, "I can't forgive her for this." I was like, "What are you doing?
I
It's your
know.
sister. Forget the boy. It's your sister. She literally
Yeah,
came there to find you,
yeah.
and then she told you not to go over there in the first place." Yeah, I was. I was emotional during
I
that part.
know.
So not
Yeah.
Maria,
There's a
man.
lot of like bad decisions in this movie. And I think that's the whole point. It's like very obviously telling you, like, you should probably not do these 10 things in your life or while dating. And I think it's such a commentary on online dating these days and how quick we are to maybe trust someone because they look good on paper. And they're not, and we're people pleasers and we don't want to ruffle any feathers. So I feel like it's a very like extreme way to say be careful.
No, yeah. I want to know, like, because that when she went to the house, she was kind of like, "Nah, I'm not gonna go in there." Like, what do you think? Like, people should trust more in their instincts. At first, initially, she was like, "Nah, I'm not about to go in," and then she eventually came in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the tricky part to navigate people's energies and the power dynamics. She felt pressured because this woman that even though it's a stranger seemed nice and generous and inviting. And even though she instantly was freaked out, you could tell that she was like, this is kind of weird. What is it about human beings that they want to people please and kind of like acquiesce and just go for it just because they feel bad saying, you know what, I'm uncomfortable. I don't really want to go in there. Um, Paola lacks a backbone in that way. And I think that's something that she has to learn in the worst way possible.
Nice. That's a good answer. I like that. I want to know because I was screaming at the TV. I want to know, like, what if you could enter the movie as yourself to talk to Paola? Like, what would you say to her? Because like, there's
Oh,
some.
no, no. I mean, let's say that like I was like the second girl who came in, played by Nikita. She's also an incredible actor. Um, Kind of like the second catfish of the movie. Like if I was her, I would have been like, we're not staying, we're getting out of here. But also, if I had found myself in the room, like for example, if it was like Eli or something, um, I mean, honestly, they were trying to escape. It's just that I would have probably told her to leave like as soon as she went in and not drink the wine. Do not take drinks from strangers, especially when they're like coughing all over. Like there were so many red flags already from the first ding of the phone. Like she could have taken her. She could have just like beat her down and ran out the door, But it seems extreme when you don't really know what's waiting for you.
Oh yeah, my I was watching with my older sister, and she was like, "This is why you gotta listen to your older sibling."
Amazing. Well, it's true. I mean, to avoid all of this, she should have just heard her sister and been like, "You're not going over to that guy's house." And I'm like, "Oh, but he sounds so nice." Like, please, girl. Yeah.
No, yeah. I want to know, did Maria get like a proper funeral? Because I know we didn't really see at the end, but did she get a proper funeral at all?
I'm sure she would have. I know that at the end of the scene with the dad, she doesn't even have the heart to tell him that it's not Maria and that she passed. And I think that's probably the day that everyone finds out. And I imagine that her sitting on the couch, going back to work and deleting her apps is like probably a couple weeks later. um, because she's still traumatized, but wondering like, in my mind, I always thought like if it kept going, Paola would become some kind of vigilante in a way that she almost starts doing what like the mom was doing and like trapping people who trap other women, but then she becomes like kind of like a justice like a league type thing and becomes a vigilante to like protect women because of her trauma if there was ever a match too.
No, yeah. Oh, why did I don't know, but like why did I forgot his name. Oh my god. Maria, she brought the dude there and then
Oh,
like
Ryan. Yeah,
yeah,
her
Ryan.
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, like why did like what is I feel like there's like a little story into that as well. Like cause like the way he dies, like bro, he didn't have to like he was trying to be a hero when he didn't have to
He
be a
was,
hero.
yeah. So he's Paola's ex-boyfriend and obviously still hung up on her. And that's why there's like the tinge of jealousy when he's like, who is that? And so I think him trying to be a hero is he was trying to protect Paola. And if he made it through, maybe they could get back together. But it's fun. It's fun when all these characters suddenly it becomes an ensemble versus just like me and two more people. And then suddenly there's like five castmates. And it was really fun to have kind of like a group of people trying to survive this and everyone dies. Like what? Oh man.
No, yeah. I wanna know, cause I feel like Norman Bates is like the gold standard for mom issues, but Henry, I
Yeah.
think he takes that to like a whole different level. Like, what are your thoughts on like Henry? Lucille. Lucille.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's people who have been victims than being the ones to attack or to enforce that abuse because I do feel like even the mom she comes from abuse. It's obvious like there's not a father figure for a reason. She has these ideals about family and not wanting to be alone. You can kind of tell that she's sick and probably dying, so she's thinking about legacy, what she's leaving behind, having kids that didn't turn out to be perfect. So she's got her own wounds. And with Henry, I feel like he is a big child. He obviously has this condition that doesn't allow him to be a full human, so he has to be babied constantly. And he has a very childlike attitude. You can see with like the music that comes up and how he becomes like docile, like music soothes him. That's a very childlike attitude. But I do believe that everyone in this movie is just trying to look for love and connection in their own way. But it all comes and it stems from abuse. So they're all victims in one way or another.
Yeah, I want to know, cause I want to know how it was like working with the mom. What's Dianne Simpson? Yeah,
Diane, yeah.
yeah. How was like working with her? Cause like
Yeah.
she did so good that I'm like, if I saw her in person, I'd be like a little like, you played that role a little too
I
good for me.
know. Honestly, she's such an incredible human. Like we all got along so, so well. But I have to admit that watching her, especially like in full costume and how disgusting it was and the way that she talked, like it was too real. Like how you feel from the screen was exactly how I was on stage. And wild enough, like she was actually sick while filming. So all of those coughs and how she sounded was really accurate, like full method that she was actually a bit sick while filming. So I guess it helped her get into the character. But oh man, she really went deep and she just has this like really big way of playing. Her character was a bit more theatrical, but also really grounded. And I think it had to be that way to kind of get the ridiculousness of all of this.
Oh yeah. I also want to know, like, did you ask like? 'Cause I think the Kaplan bros wrote this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Did you ask them like, hey, how did you guys even like get started? Like writing? It's like what
No,
happened? What
no.
made you want
I
to
had
write?
no context with them, honestly. It was only like after the movie came out, we all kind of connected and added each other, and they've been posting about the movie. But when it comes to like the creative side of things, my only point of contact was Danishka, who's our director, who also had a say in like the writing and the creative endeavor of the movie. But yeah, that would be a nice thing to ask, be like, where did this come from?
Yeah,
But
like what?
honestly, they're in the horror world. I think it's not too far-fetched for them to develop these twisted characters where like everyone is struggling in a survival movie and a contained horror film. And I know that it's like their first big like feature, so they're often in like composing and music. So I think they've just been exposed to so much. They probably had this like brilliant idea to be like, let's go for it, you
Yeah,
know?
because this is so much different. Like I don't know, like this is like gore at its finest.
Yeah.
I was like, I watched Saw, Final Destination. There's some things I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like
Yeah.
in Final Destination with the tree logs, I can't drive
I
behind.
know. You're
I
like,
can't
I
do
can
that.
never drive behind a truck with logs anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is like totally. This is. I was like, yo, I just really want to know where they got the inspiration from that. 'Cause that's
It's
crazy.
out there. Yeah.
Okay, this film has like a lot of what the fuck moments. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, what are like? Do you? What's your favorite like what the fuck moment in this film? Like, just watching it back on screen and everything. Like, oh,
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'll tell you this. My first day on set was the scene where she gets wheeled into the room and sees Henry for the first time, and she like throws up and falls over and tries to kill him. That was my first day. And I was dirty and bloody and sweaty, and my voice was going because I was screaming. It is so intense. For me, there was different ways of like, what the fuck was day one for me? I was like, am I gonna survive this movie? Even just like not even an actor, just as Umberly herself. I was like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? I had to really find ways to keep myself like safe and with a lot of energy. And but watching the movie, honestly, I watched the movie with a bunch of my friends here in my living room, and it was so fun to see their reactions. Like, uh, there were a lot of them. Like, the first time we see Henry, obviously, and then he like falls over. People are like literally like this watching. We know the bathroom scene is like WTF. That one is more like just disturbing and no one wants to say anything. There were a few nervous chuckles, obviously.
I put my head under the
Yeah, you were
blanket.
just like,
I
no,
was
it's
like, I
so
know,
weird. It's
I
that
know she's not
first
about to
shot where
do.
she like spits in her hand. Just that part in itself
I
threw
was
me off.
like,
Like,
no,
oh
I
my
don't want it.
God.
I was like, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. There was
Uh,
like, oh, the cockroach part, like that whole fight scene.
oh, even the bodies when she realized
Yeah,
the
when he's
body, I
like
was like,
shaking the bodies and throwing them, and it's just
uh,
like, what's going on? But honestly, that first really cool death, like, or was it the second one, I guess, when she gets her eyes gauged out and she's
yeah,
like in the elevator, like that was a crazy one.
no, yeah, that there's so many. Yeah, I felt like it just kept going up and up of the
Yep.
movie. So this can't get any worse than it does. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told my friends about it. Like, and they watched it. They're like, I deleted all my online dating apps. So like, it's like,
Honestly, though, like
are
I do
what?
not online date for a reason. Like I already know people can tell you anything and hide behind a screen and catfish you. This definitely adds to that. It definitely adds to the truly you never know what you're gonna find out there, and it could end up in this. Also, please, please, please do not show up at someone's house on a first date. Just no matter what the reasoning is, don't do it because it's very common. It happens. I literally just saw a post the other day about a girl who did that. She ended up in the hospital and like deaf. And like it's just it's very interesting how people can be so trusting about people on the internet. Yeah.
No, yeah, I can do that. I mean, like, not knowing, like, I have to know you at first. Like, you might have to be friends first before, you
And
know what I'm
she
saying? I can.
tried, right? The whole thing about this is that she felt okay because they had that like mini FaceTime and it was a real person, but then it froze. So it gave her a bit of like a peace of mind, but I'm like, you need more than that. More
No.
than just a FaceTime. I'll meet in a public place, please. Yeah.
Especially with like AI going around, that all that stuff. No, man.
Exactly. I'm like, that could have been AI, you guys. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to know where would you rank Paolo like as your favorite character to play? Because it looks like it's like from the action side, it looks like it's fun, but like just
Honestly, I'm gonna say it's pretty high up there, like next to KVS and Star Wars and like Star Trek. Like these roles, and like I've always wanted to be a protagonist in a horror movie. I love the genre. The very first few projects I ever did, were horror, and I know how much effort it takes, and honestly this one taught me a lot. I feel like I relied on like the 10 years of acting experience I've had to really give a great performance because it's not easy. You are there every day. It's highly demanding, emotional. You are in your head a lot, so emotionally and physically it's a challenge. And so for me, I was so ready to play something like this and to really give it my all. So I hope it's not the last time I do horror. I know that there will be more because it is exciting. Like I love, love, love it. And I think it's a different kind of muscle that you exercise rather than doing like drama or something more light like Ginny and Georgia, you know? So it's very cathartic. I enjoy it.
nice, nice. Do you think I feel like this film has a potential to be like a cult classic?
I think
Do you
so
think
too.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think as disturbing as dis and disgusting as people are deeming it, I also hear a lot of reviews. There's a lot of buzz, and pe a lot of people are talking about it because it is very shocking. And for people to be talking about a film in a time where there's like so many horror movies coming out and it's spooky season, people are watching a lot of horror. The fact that our movie is actually being talked about, that's a milestone in itself. So I think people will keep talking about it for years to come.
yeah. No, I mean it's like I can't do it again, but I definitely remember
I watched it like 3 times. Yeah.
I can't do it again, but
Oh
I
man.
definitely gonna. It's like memorable. Like you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know about that movie. Like somebody, oh you know about
But
it?
you'll
Yeah, I
always
do.
remember, you'll if someone asks you, you're like, yo, do you have a movie that's like messed up? Like I want to watch something weird, and you'll be like, oh, I got one for you. Like I think it's one of those movies that'll be recommended because people want to see people's reactions. They want to know how they felt.
Yeah.
And they want to feel like that connection to another viewer to be like, right? Wasn't that crazy? Like that's the fun thing about movies and why people recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, I told okay, my friends were watching and they're like, "Can you give me a warning next time that we're just watching?"
I've been giving people trigger warnings. I'd be like, listen,
I should
just so
have
you
it.
know, it's not that it's scary in the sense that there's like demons and exorcisms or jump scares. It's just disturbing and it really escalates. And it's not that long, right? So within less than an hour and a half, you're going through this journey of like, what in the heck just happened? So it's a roller coaster.
No, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. That movie is good though. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really good movie. I
Thank
just
you.
can't do it. I can't do it again. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You did it once. You put in your numbers.
I have
You
been recommending it for other people. They've been mad at me that I haven't been getting nobody trigger warning. I'm like, yo, you want to watch this crazy ass movie,
I
and
mean, a
then they
lot of
go into it.
articles have been saying like it's best to go into it completely blind, just like sit down, press play, and go for it.
That's how I kind of went into too. I don't want to see no trailer or anything. I just wanted to see it, and I was
Yeah.
like,
And
oh
I love
my
it though.
God.
I love that the trailer doesn't really give much away, like
Yeah.
at all. And I was happy about that.
No, yeah, that's no, you guys did a really good job though. You guys acted your asses off.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, I want to know like because it's an indie project. I love how my favorite movies this like last 2 3 years have been indie projects. So like
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know like. Do you think like Hollywood should be more invested into that? Now we get the 150, $200 million budgets, project
Right.
production things, and then it's like we don't really like get the indies as much, but they're still important. They still do number breaking
Very
stuff.
much so. And I know that there's a lot of people still doing indie projects. I mean, in Canada, it's definitely a thriving area. But it goes to show that you don't need millions and millions and millions of dollars to make a great story and to have good cinematography. With something indie like $2, $3 million, you can still make something so great and impactful. Just the same as like a $200 million movie does not render amazing reviews and people actually watching it. So I think focusing on telling a good story with great acting and cinematography, like that's what you want. And I'm really proud to make movies like this as well because I think you have a lot more freedom creatively. People are a lot more collaborative because they just care about the content itself and they're not tied to telling it in a certain way because there's so much money on the line. When they say more money, more problems, it's a very real thing. When things cost a lot more, there's just a lot at stake. So people are a bit less risky or they're a bit more hesitant to go places because what if it doesn't work out or what if but either way it's a risk. I think indie gives us an opportunity to play in a way that maybe other projects don't.
No, yeah, I feel like I don't know. Like right now, I feel like the standard is like box office is like $1 billion. I feel like that's been like that since what, like
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood
27.
has always had that, but for example, look at my last two horror movies. One of them was a Sony Pictures theatrical release worldwide with Tarot that, it did so well in the box office. And it was same, like practical effects, incredible actors, like we filmed in Europe. And then you take this movie that's also horror, did not have a theatrical release, free to stream, took a lot less to film, but I think it has almost the exact same impact. And so at the end of the day, it's like, how are you telling your story and with how much? So if there's passion behind it, it's all possible.
Yeah. How do you feel about Tubi as a whole? Because I feel like at first I feel like there was like some like probably like 3 or 4 years ago like oh you're like people used to make fun of people that used to be on Tubi, but now it's like I feel like it's
Totally.
become yeah it
Not
used to be now
anymore.
yeah no now it's like a real
Huge.
streaming
Now they're
thing.
doing like Tubi originals and they're becoming so popular. There's a lot of audience. I think what I love about Tubi, I mean, I don't mind the ads. It gives you a time to like take a break, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, come back. It's like watching TV, but I love how accessible it is, especially for households that don't have the ability to pay for a million streaming services. I think Tubi is definitely going to be like a worldwide sensation. I know it's not absolutely everywhere in the world yet, but it's gonna be. And I think they're a good competition for what's out there because um, I don't know, they take risks. I think a lot of even the horror movies that are coming out right now, I'm like, you would not see this on Netflix. Netflix could never show this on there. Yeah.
No, yeah, I know. I love how they're really. It just seems like they're going the indie route. Like, hey, all right, all the
Yeah,
indie
they
projects
are. They
come to
are.
Tubi. So yeah, I don't know. I just like the storytelling and everything. I don't know,
Yeah.
just giving real cinema. But no, like a couple years ago, people used to be like, "Oh, Tubi." I said, "Tubi," and now you look at it, it's like,
In
you
the
can't say
last
that
couple
anymore.
years, that's when it became kind of a lot bigger, and they started getting really great actors to join their projects, and so they brought their built-in audience with them, and yeah, I think it's getting a lot of popularity.
Nice. I gotta switch over because you're in another big show, Ginny and Georgia. You guys started season 4? How's everything going? I know you can't say anything, but how's that
Can't
going?
say anything, but I know that there's exciting new characters as usual. We end with a pretty big cliffhanger in season 3, so I'm very excited to see how people are going to react with what the creators have in store. But yeah, super excited for the team and just the gift that keeps on giving. Uh, I've been on that show since 2019, so it's just kind of been this like beautiful thing where we grow with everybody and the audiences and they love it so much, I still very often get stopped on the street for people to talk about the show or it's something that I'm really, really proud of.
How many seasons do you think you guys have left? Like you guys think you go like season 6, 7?
I think there might be like 5. I don't know if it'll be 7. I don't know. The cool thing about this show is that because you're following the lives of people, you could go on forever. Like until they get old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it has to be realistic enough for everything that's going to happen and kind of button it together. But I think 2 more max would probably be like the end of it, but who knows, honestly? Like there are certain popular shows that people just want more and more and more and more. I think 5 is a good number. I'm like, I like 5. 5 just feels like, 5 seasons.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Also, every I seen online like after season 3 dropped, like everybody wants the Sophie Max spinoff. Like,
I
uh,
know. I know.
has
It's
there
just
been any teasers
so
about that at
open-ended.
all?
It's true. I think it's really cool that they kind of come back to each other in some capacity, but it's still not perfect, That first love that was like unrequited love, and then it became kind of like messy love, but I do feel like Sophie became a friend that Max really, really needed while she was really struggling, and it kind of got misconstrued somewhere in the middle. But I don't know. In my heart, they'll always be endgame. I think Sophie and Max will always have love for each other.
So you think like say like the series is wrapping up? Do you think they'll be together or you think they'll break up again?
I mean, they never got back together, so maybe they'll just always be in limbo. And that's kind of very accurate, It's like those high school sweetheart situationships where you can't quite get there, and there's a reason for that. The reality is that Sophie is leaving. Like she's graduating, she's still in school. Like maybe if there was like a flash forward into like 10 years later and they reconnect, that would be cool.
That'd be
But
a
I don't
dope
think it
spinoff.
happened as
I'm not gonna
teenagers.
lie.
Yeah,
That
let's do a spin-off.
that would be a dope spin. All right, 10 years
Yeah,
after the series, right?
yeah,
All right, 10 years after, that'd be kind of cool.
yeah, yeah,
Cause
yeah.
people were just some people were just there for that. I see online like I'm just here for Sophie and that.
I know. It's lovely. I love that they love the relationship so much.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had a like you and Sir like when you guys doing Sophie and Max? Have you guys ever had like a scene that got deleted that never made the show?
Good question. For Sophie and Max, I don't think so. I actually think everything that we have shot has made it to the show. But it is very common to have deleted scenes. Um, like in The Waterfront, for example, my most recent Netflix series, there were definitely scenes that got deleted. And that just has to do with like storytelling, timing,
Mm.
everything. But yeah, for Ginny and Georgia, on my behalf, for example, like my content, I think everything was included, which is so cool. I never actually thought about it.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of yeah, it's rare. I'm not gonna lie.
it
Yeah.
is rare. It is,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think that story was like so well hashed out and like executed that you needed every bit of it.
Yes. I know some people wanted to see you interact with other Sophie interact with other members
I
of the
know.
Which member would you want to interact more? Like we wanted to see Sophie interact with more. Or the
Honestly, I
most
would love to interact with Georgia more. That would be cool. Or even in the cafe, like Joe, and like maybe Sophie could have gotten a job there too, and it becomes kind of this thing where like they see each other all the time. But yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, like what would it look like if Sophie like made it into like even the mayor's office? Like, why would she be there? I have no idea, but it would be cool to interact with like the adult roles.
nice. Okay, I gotta ask you some other film related questions because you do a lot. Like, what's on your horizon right now? 'Cause I feel like you're always on set. Like, I feel like you live on set.
I know. I mean, wild enough, this is the first time that I've taken like a real break in like 10 years of me professionally acting. It was a really eye-opening year where I got awards. I received a few nominations and received 4 awards, and kind of going inward into wondering and reflecting on what the accolades and the acknowledges mean for me and what is my purpose within the industry. Like, what do I want to do moving forward? I recently was part of like Real World Film Festival, and I was watching lots of films, also indie, like self-made. I learned a lot about creating and producing and directing. So honestly, I'm getting really inspired to create, but also to bring like the Latin and Hispanic community here together. Like maybe I can use my platform and what I've built so far to extend that to my community. And it's something that I know is a part of my journey, and I'm very excited for that. I'm excited to collaborate with more friends and people who are making indie films here as well. But we'll see what happens. I traveled a lot this year, and I think I was growing as a person. Something that's really important to me and realizing this is that it isn't just all about being on set and at work. I realized that I hadn't really taken like time to myself. I had a lot of big changes in my life in the last year. So to be able to take that time to see my family, reconnect with friends, to fall in love with my life outside of being an actor, because ultimately that's going to infuse my work coming up. But I'm not gonna lie, right now I've been training and I'm calling in like action. I really want to be like a badass on screen, like superhero-esque or military or something like that requires me to transform physically, and that would be really, really cool. So for me, how I operate in my craft is I'm gonna start working on that now so that when the opportunity presents itself, I'm ready, rather than getting the opportunity and then having to scramble to become this thing that I want to be. So I think I'm really, really grateful with where I am right now. And I know that the next thing that I will say yes to will be very aligned.
Nice. Okay, I want to know because you said action. I want to really know, like, okay, if you had to do an action movie with somebody and they might listen, like, who would you want to do an action movie with?
Listen, Superman just came out, and Maria Gabriela Faria is also Venezuelan. She played the engineer in Superman, and it would be so cool to bring in a bunch of like Venezuelan or Latino Hispanic actors into an action film. I would love that. Some kind of like Spanglish meets like action superhero villains. It would be really cool. But yeah, I'm just really inspired with what I'm seeing, and I'm definitely trying to find more people in my hit and that could collaborate. But yeah, I would love to do either like Marvel or DC. I mean, who wouldn't? That would be amazing. Yeah.
Ooh, is there like a character you have in mind at all?
I don't. I mean, I know that there's like a Latina superhero. They're literally making a movie right now. And I know that Isabela Merced also did Hawk Girl, which was really cool. Um, but I wonder if there's more characters that are being written and created that are either inspired by a universe already or part of a comic book that I have yet to know about. But I just dream of being in a super suit. I
No, I
do.
feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
No, you definitely. Before I let you go, I got some fan questions for you because I told everybody I was interviewing you. So I gotta get these off real quick. First one is if you weren't an actress, what other career would you love to try?
Ooh, I'm really into wellness and fitness. I would have probably been a yoga teacher,
Nice.
probably lived somewhere in like Bali or Costa Rica and been a yoga teacher in both like English and Spanish, just because I really love it. I think it's also dealing with the public and working with people and enhancing like their well-being in their life, or a scuba diver. And I know those are very different, but I grew up or like I lived in Aruba for a while and I got all my scuba diving certificates. And I would have probably been an instructor and like worked with like Patty or something on an island. That would have been really cool too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I like that. Would you do yoga? Would you do goat yoga or would you just do normal
Oh,
yoga?
all of it. I would do all of it. I'd be like, and maybe make up my own method of yoga. And you know what? Maybe I'll still do it. I still thought about getting like my 300 hours to become a teacher or to like at least perfect my craft. But I really do love yoga. And I honestly, one of my dreams is to like do some kind of retreat in India or somewhere where like it really originated, where like the holistic part of it and the spiritual part of it is really present. So I might focus on doing something like that soon.
That'd be really cool to see. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. The next one is if you could guest star on any TV show right now, which one would it be?
White Lotus. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, that would be a
That's
good
on my
one.
vision board, and I have this vision. I'm like, they have yet to do a season where there's like Latinos, like they're filming it in like a Spanish speaking country with
Yeah,
Hispanics. And so, I'm
that might
getting there.
be.
Maybe not next season, but like season five or something
Yeah.
about that. I'm like, I could see myself in White Lotus, and I'm manifesting that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think they've done one in
Yeah.
the Spanish speaking country. I think the last one was Thailand, right? Or
Thailand, yeah,
something. Yeah.
exactly. Like if they go somewhere in Latin America, like that would be
Yeah.
so cool.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Okay. Next one is which actor or actress do you dream of working with one day?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I really love Florence Pugh. I think her work
Ooh.
is incredible. Every time I watch her, I just feel so connected. I think she just has this like incredible depth to her work. Um, I also would love to work with Gina Rodriguez. I think she was one of the first people when I started acting 10 years ago that I really felt inspired by because I saw myself represented. Like when she did Jane the Virgin, it was really cool. And I think she equally has this ability to go like deep, but then light at the same time. Oh my God, I have a whole list. There could be so many people. I mean, and when it comes to like male actors, like Coleman Domingo is someone I really
Oh.
love. He was like a
Okay, you picked
great
some fire
human. I
people.
want to work with him. That would be cool. But yeah.
Oh, those are good picks. Okay, the next one is if you could travel to three countries that you've never been to and that's fully paid for, which three countries are you paying? Go
Oh my
which ones are you
gosh.
picking?
I mean, I really want to go, and a lot of them are in Asia because I want to go to Vietnam and I want to go to Thailand.
Vietnam is so beautiful, yo.
Okay.
I
Vietnam is
recommend
like
going there. I
spot.
just
I
went
have a
there.
friend. Yeah, really?
I just went there
Okay,
for my birthday.
see, who needs three when I'm trying to see
I
one?
went to Hanoi, Da Nang, and Ho Chi Minh City. You
Oh,
gotta go to all.
honey.
You gotta. There's some like honestly, if you go to Vietnam, you gotta go there for a month because there's so many
Yeah,
other
I
things
have
we
a
need to
friend who's
do.
Vietnamese Chinese and she just talks about it so well. I mean, I also want to go to the Philippines. That's like another one on my list that people have always like the beaches, the food. Oh, there's so many places. Yeah, but also like Japan. Oof. That might be
Going
closer
to
than that. I'm
go
like, I really want to go to Japan.
going in
A lot
December.
of
I'll let you
Asian
know.
countries.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm going to Japan in December, so I'll let you know about
Oh
that.
my gosh. Okay,
Uh,
perfect. Let me know. See, I'm just letting you go first so you can give me all the recommendations. That way, when I go, I got the best VIP like tour guide.
But Vietnam is so beautiful. Like I feel like it's
Amazing.
very underrated. Like I feel like everybody should go to Vietnam at least once.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. That was the first one I said, and you're like, I was just there. Yeah,
Yeah, it was amazing experience. Amazing people are amazing. It's
incredible.
really
Yeah,
fun. So many like I didn't like they have so many out of the world places. I didn't know this
it just
type of thing even
probably feels
exists.
like a video game.
Yeah, it doesn't even feel real. It's crazy. Yeah, so many places. Like next time I go, I want to go for like a long time. Like just
Wow,
explore the
that's
country.
amazing.
That's really beautiful. Next one is, do you have a favorite behind the scene memory from Ginny and Georgia?
Oh, you know what was a really fun scene is when we were having, I think it was season one, and the whole cast was playing kind of like a version of beer pong. Where we were all around the table and we were pre-drinking, and it's like right before like Sophie and Max are about to like sleep together for the first time, but she gets nervous. I just remember that week on set, and it was like we were just bonding a lot, and everybody was just joking around, and we were screaming, and it was kind of more improvised. Definitely one of my fondest memories. And then from season three, honestly, filming the musical all together, having all the dancers and the whole audience member when we had to perform for them for the first time, it was really fun because it felt like we were doing a theater show within a TV show. And so that was really fun.
Yeah, that scene was really dope. I'm not gonna lie, that's so dope. Next one is who was your biggest celebrity crush growing up?
Jesse McCartney and like Vanessa Hudgens. I think I was obsessed with both of them. Because I loved High School Musical, and then Jesse McCartney, yeah, loved his music. But I definitely, from My Chemical Romance, which is like a rock band, I loved Gerard Way, obsessed. Um, and I loved That's So Raven, like the lead of that show. Yeah, I had a lot of people that I was just like, hard eyes.
The next one is which of your characters would you actually be friends with in real life?
Good question. Who would I be friends with in real life?
And don't say
Okay.
Paola. Don't say
No,
Paola. Please don't
no,
say her.
no. Well, she probably just needs a friend to get better advice, to be
Nah,
honest.
please don't say
Um,
her.
I love Brooklyn too, from Utopia Falls. I think we would be great friends. She sings, she dances, she has a bit of a chip on her shoulder, but she's emotional and she grows so much. I feel like her and I would be good friends. Let me think from like a movie. Oh my gosh, no. Like there's so many characters I just wouldn't be friends with, which is really funny. Oh, you know what? From my Hallmark movie, Friends and Family Christmas, I would be friends with my character for sure. Yeah. Because you know
Okay.
what? The other ones I'd be really scared. Like if you think of like Star Trek or Star Wars, I'm like, I don't know if we'd be friends. I'd be like a little intimidated and scared. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, I like that. And the last one is what's a hidden talent that fans might be surprised you have?
I mean, oh, I don't know. They might already know this, but I have pretty good balance. Like, I love slacklining, which is kind of walking on a tightrope. And I can also do like inversions and yoga where I can just like be upside down and play around. Um, but a
Wait, you
hidden,
can that little rope thing, you can walk on it?
yeah,
That's just
slacklining.
that's
I did
crazy.
it for like 8 years. I still do, and it's amazing. But I'm kind of getting back to like acro yoga as well, which is something that I don't often post about or talk about, but I'm pretty good at it. So that's kind of a hidden thing. But if it's like a party trick, I can open any bottle with a lighter.
W- Wait,
Like, you know, when you don't have a bottle opener, I
yeah.
can pretty much use like not just the lighter, but like different things. I have a bit of a magic trick to open
How
bottles
do
with
you
like other
how does
items.
that go
It's my
about?
secret.
I usually just use
It's
a
all
table or
about,
something.
putting the bottle cap on top of your finger and then you jam the item with this. So you use the pressure of your finger with the bottle and it kind of acts as like a suction cup. Once you know how to,
Oh,
so I did it at a party once and everybody was like, "What the heck? Can you?" We just didn't have a bottle opener and I was like, "I got you guys." I'm like, "You don't have to bite it and mess up your teeth. You can just
I, I go to a table straight away.
aha table, yeah." But it could like explode. This one is like
That's
super
true.
safe. Yeah.
Right. I thought you were talking about like doing the fire thing. I
Imagine I'm
was
like a fire breather.
I was like, wait, how do you do that with the
No.
No, I was about to say that is crazy.
Imagine. Just
I was like,
like
how do you
amazing
discover to do that?
pyromaniac.
Like you were just playing around. Just like, okay. I don't
Yeah.
know. That the other way so dope though. Yeah, I go straight to the table. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even care if it explodes.
You're like, whatever. Someone will
Yeah,
clean.
yeah. If it opens, it opens. I don't care. Um, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate you coming on. I know you're super busy. I cannot wait to see what you do. What else with your career? I'm pretty sure you're gonna be on the set tomorrow. But
Oh my gosh, from your mouth to God's ears. I swear to God, if that happens, I'm gonna message you and be like, You're my lucky charm.
No, yeah, because you be busy and I'd be happy for it. I was like, oh, she's always busy. So that's
Thank
good.
you.
I appreciate you coming on. Can't wait to see what you do next. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.